Good morning, beautiful people. Happiest of Saturdays. We free, y'all. We love a Saturday. Let's welcome in James for Go Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Welcome in and good morning to you.
Good morning. Hello, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Show my girls some love. Because
Please
I'm
do.
telling you, we out here and this is hard to do. So please do us that
Y'all,
solid.
we would appreciate the subscription. I think a lot of creators, I don't think people realize what goes into it to do this. So always support creators. If you like them, support them. And the best way to support is to subscribe. It's also free. We do normally recap this show with Keywan J TV, but my girl had an appointment. She had to get some things in order. So we will see her next week, but we will still encourage you guys to check out the link in her description of this video. If you go to her channel, she also covers and does reviews of Love During Lockup. They are pre-recorded. They're not live, but if you want her opinion, you can definitely catch her opinion in her video, and she'll be with us next week. Other announcements, Keywan hit Mrs. Best up and was like, can I please join you for Love After Lockup, as well as Life After Lockup. For those who are my day ones to this channel, I have been covering Love After Lockup for a very long time. I did take a pause for the year 2024. I came back. Keywan wanted it to cover it with me, and James was also interested in it. So now I have guests, but I will be covering Love After Lockup as well as Life After Lockup. I will do Love After Lockup with Keywan J TV if James wants to join as well. Once they understand the cast, that's when I'll invite them to join Life After Lockup, just because you kind of got to watch from season 1 to understand based on certain people on there. But we will keep it going. This show will have its finale next week. Then we're going to get Mama June. I don't know why they're still on TV. The stuff that they've done, if they were a Black family, they could never get away with it. But we're going to be stuck with Mama June in the meantime. There's another show on Wetv also that's going to take the slot for Love During Lockup. But once Mama June goes off, we will more than likely get Love After Lockup after that. So for those who don't know how it works, that's how it works. But let's get into this episode, which was titled A Messy Conundrum. All these niggas is ignorant. I'm gonna just say that before we go any further. Every last one of them is ignorant. Love, Wetv and TLC, I'm on your ass because y'all have had some questionable cast this season. And I just want to know, how low is the bar? Because it's past the ground. The bar is in hell. It's under the earth. Because this is ridiculous. Now, Aisha really got on my nerves, y'all. Aisha genuinely got on my nerves. I wish I could find that video I sent to James and Keywan. There was a video of Aisha from Love During Lockup, and the problem with the video, y'all, is that she thinks she's a rapper, and she's definitely not a rapper. I actually found the video. Let me see if I could share my screen and get it up here, because she needs to sit down somewhere is what I'm trying to say. So we go ahead to my DMs, ignore our little group chat, and we go look at it. And I just
I never retreat. Shit, I never retreat. You cannot stop me. I never retreat. Shit, I never retreat.
I never surrender. It's whatever the wind blow. I'm an airbender, blowing money like a bitch. I got a rare cheddar, invisible. And pop out like nigga, I'm rich. Hocus pocus, I put a spell on the nigga. He was so infatuated to dance and dance off of his tricks. Now they don't mind. He using his mind, he educated, spent money and time, but he couldn't spell his name in it. So now he think I'm a witch. He couldn't tell I was playing with him.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time.
I don't even care if I get copyrighted because I feel like she didn't pay for the beat. I don't even care if I get copyrighted. What? But you know what was that, Aisha? Why is this bird's nest still in your head? Shout out to Gio Malik because he was laughing at my comment. I commented on that. He does a lot of the pop culture for Love During Lockup, Love After Lockup as a franchise. He was laughing. He said, not your teeth itch. She made my teeth itch with that. And then why did it get louder toward the end of it? Aisha, hang it up, baby. You're not going to be the next Steve. I know your hair is blonde like hers, but you're not going to be the next Steve. It's not happening.
Just be the black Cyndi Lauper like we want you to be and just call it a day. Time After Time was made for Aisha. It really was.
Before I got started, I had to share that freestyle with y'all because I don't feel like Aisha should be rapping. I never thought I'd appreciate Renika from the previous seasons of Love During Lockup, her and that damn wig, but Renika could actually rap it. Aisha, hang it up, ma. Hang it the fuck up. And I mean that. But let's get into her with this episode. And hello to Joseph Felton. Hello to Keywan J TV. I appreciate y'all both for being here. Aisha's not going to stress me out today. Okay? She's not going to stress me out today. Now, she goes to visit her daughter. And she plans to tell her daughter that Mikhail, I'm gonna call him Michael because that's what his auntie called him.
That's what auntie called. That's what auntie said his name was. His mama just couldn't spell it.
Right. That's what it's given. His mama couldn't spell, and that might be
that's why what she said. That's what she said. Mama couldn't spell the name. That's what she did. Y'all go back and watch that. That's what that auntie said. I'm not playing.
How the fuck you can't spell Michael, the biggest entertainer of all time, Michael Jackson? You should know how to spell Michael. There's some names you should know how to spell. If they came out the Bible or if they just so common, you need to know how to spell it. And of all different ways you can spell it. But she is telling her daughter that he's in jail finally, which is a big deal because her daughter is a correctional officer, which says to me her daughter has some sense. And when she tells her daughter had to take a moment and go outside because she's like, what the hell is going on? I'm dying at Joseph Felton. Joseph said if his mama call him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay.
Right.
I'm going by my husband introduced himself to me with his middle name, and he was a rapper running around Oakland at the time, so he had a nickname. As soon as his mama and little brother in the family was like, Anthony. I said, well, who was Anthony? She said, that's his government name. Don't let that Josiah BS fool you. I'll never forget his mama saying that to me. Now, whenever he irritates me or I want his attention, Anthony. And he looked. I feel like he hears his mom in my voice or something when that happens. But Lord, Keywan says she hasn't watched the episode. It wasn't much.
It wasn't much, but you missed out on some. I'll try to tell you, it was the best.
These people are just ignorant. They are. Now, Aisha is a special type of delusion. And was it just me, James? Or did it seem like we saw Aisha's house in Atlanta and then she got on a plane and went to her daughter's house, but the neighborhood looked the same, the trees looked the same, the style of house looked the same. Yeah. I was like, did you really get on the plane?
Listen. I'm just gonna take her word for it this time, just because Aisha is a special kind of delusion that needs to be studied. I just don't understand her. And I know y'all get on me about calling her the Black Cyndi Lauper, but I'm sorry. She is giving me every bit of Cyndi Lauper. I ain't never met Cyndi Lauper in my life because she is kooky as hell.
I could not. Keywan says she stopped by. Have a good day, boo.
Have a good one.
Oh, Lord, help us. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, too. Sometimes I forget to acknowledge y'all, but I see there are some people here on Twitch, as well as YouTube. I am streaming to multiple destinations. So shout out to y'all. I do appreciate it. I'm considering streaming to Instagram again. Some of our lives. Some of them. But I'm very, about that. But Aisha's daughter is worried about her mom dating an inmate, which is understandable. So she decides to look up the charges. And her daughter was like the rest of us. She said cocaine, distribution, trafficking of drugs. Aisha's delusional ass said, oh, no, daughter. That's all the same thing. You know they got to amp up them charges to make it look like they did something bad. What the hell you mean they got to amp up his charges to make it look a type of way? He trafficked cocaine. He had a face moment in Arkansas or Alabama, wherever the hell he at.
He had 2 prior strikes before these charges.
So he had been breaking
Yes.
the law.
Like what? Like the delusions. I was like, man,
And
2
then you
priors.
You go say that to a correctional officer whose job is to look and understand the charges that inmates have in order to look after them.
Exactly.
You're not gonna fool nobody. Honestly, as quiet as it's kept, you're not gonna fool. There's not a lot of people you could fool with this. So I'm wondering with Aisha what she's thinking. But when she said that to her daughter, oh, you know, they just have to make it look bad. I said, oh, you a special type of delusional. Now she tells her daughter that she believes he's going to parole soon. And that's when her daughter got up and had to walk outside and take a little breaky break. That's me with my family. If they get to doing too much, especially with like my dad or my mom, especially my mama, because she be having some grandeurs of delusion and she's a therapist. But we can't forget Angela and Tony from season 1 of Love After Lockup or whatever, because she was a therapist too, and they do be delusional. They can help everybody else but themselves sometimes. But I would have had to just walk away and take space too, because it's the only way you could avoid from disrespecting your mom. Like, I know you ain't this dumb when you raised me up to be smart. Because I feel like that's what her daughter wanted to say, but she couldn't, because she didn't want to get knocked upside her head or probably have a piece of that bird's nest come at her that's on top of my Aisha's head. But her daughter comes back in and Aisha's like, I believe he's going to parole soon. Aisha, you cannot tell people you believe that Mikhail is going to parole soon when he got 999 years, okay, to life, and is also being charged with his 3rd strike. You left that part out when talking to your daughter, because you knew if your daughter heard that he had even 1 strike, she would be like, hang it up. Hang it the F up. But she has Mikhail call her daughter. She says, I set up a call so that my daughter can feel better. I want you guys to understand this. If you're a parent and your child is an adult and you're worried about how your child feels about how you're dating, then you know that the person you're dating is not who you should be dating. Exactly. Because once your child becomes an adult, their opinion starts to matter and their common sense starts to, start sensing. And you have to respect their opinion, not as your child, but as a person and an adult. And her daughter is intelligent. She has a good career. She's raising her kids up. Aisha, having a man call your daughter from jail through GTL is not going to help you out. Okay, Global Tail Links, that's not helping your cause. It's not helping you. Now the daughter gets on the phone with Mikhail and she grilled him, but she asked appropriate questions because I think she kind of knows, like, my mama gonna do what she want to do, because her daughter's a CO and probably be seeing other delusional Cindy Laufers come up to the prison to visit men that she know ain't shit. And she probably sees all types of stuff. So she talks to the guy. She's making sure he's talking to just one person. The one thing she asked him that he did not do good on was about money and the family, because he's like, I just got to get a lawyer so I could get out of here. That's not how it works when you have a 3rd strike. But of course, they're not going to tell that to the daughter. And she asked, well, is your family helping you out with money? He said they do what they can. And then she handed the phone back to her mama. And looking at Mikhail's face, he knows. He knows. Because the daughter was smart. She said, I want to make sure you're not jail talking my mama because I'm a correctional officer. He knows. I don't think Aisha and Mikhail are going to work out. Obviously. I don't think she wants to be with somebody who has life in jail, but I feel like you can't be picky with the sentence if you're going looking for love in the penitentiary. It's all bad. Some people get let out and don't need to get let out. And a lot of people who need to get let out are not getting let out. So to me, it's just a fail. But how did you feel about Aisha and her daughter and the mess that this was?
First off, as I said, Aisha is a special kind of delusion. And her daughter, which I'm going to catch hell for this, but her daughter looked exactly like Tasha Cobbs. I was so confused. I was like,
the gospel lady.
the gospel, she looks
Because I
exactly
feel like
like
it was
her.
the hair.
It was the hair, and I was like, because when I first watched it, I was like, why is Tasha on this show? Tasha, what is going on here? Like, but she knows her mama is delusional. You know, so it's something, and you see this a lot with kids who were raised by parents that had a certain type of like different personality. I'm not going to call them, you know, on the spectrum like that, but I'm gonna say different kind of personalities where they lived in this world of like complete delusion. Like I would love to know their backstory. Like I would love to know how Aisha raised this little girl. Like I really would
You
because
know, it's
they.
funny. A lot of people who had effed up childhoods, if you think back to the first time we met Aisha, she talked about growing up homeless, not knowing where her next meal would come from, not knowing where she would sleep, and then having to escape her mama to get to Atlanta. People who have effed up childhoods tend to give their children a better life than they had. But at the same time, children who come from parents who have effed up childhoods, like my mom's childhood was like Aisha, she grew up homeless, had to sleep in parks, dealt with all sorts of crazy stuff. Her mom trying to trade her and her siblings for drugs. Like my mom went through some stuff. She from East St. Louis, Illinois, and South Side of Chicago, and a lot, stuff I could never imagine going through happened. But for the most part, we had okay lives. But then when it comes to dating, my mother has also done some crazy stuff as it relates to men. I mean, she done been scammed from men in Nigeria, and we are African. How the fuck you do that? We are our own people. We should be able to spot that. But she done been through all types of crazy stuff, and I came out good. My sister's doing great. So sometimes I feel like kind of like the term they say, pressure makes diamonds. I feel like that is definitely what happened with Aisha's daughter because
she had all kinds of sense. I was like, oh, okay.
And she seems okay.
Yeah.
With her life and where she's at. She doesn't seem desperate for a man. I don't know if she has one or not, but she doesn't seem desperate for a man.
It's like you would never think the two would coincide. Like that's just good. And I felt a lot of that when it came to her talking to this man. Like she even give this man 5 minutes of her time. That's how I know she noticed this some BS. And to me, that's when Aisha should have woke up and said, okay, my child ain't feeling it. She would know better than anybody else because she is a correction officer. So let me go ahead and, do my questionnaire of whether or not this should be in my life. And I feel like Aisha, you just need to hold that baby tighter and maybe it will give you some sensibility. This is not seeming right. This is not looking right. And this is not feeling right. So what are you still holding on to?
I think Aisha just needs to move closer to her daughter also.
Yeah.
I feel like her attachment to the doll, that's an unhealthy attachment. I know some people like to have it, but in her case, this isn't a childhood momentum. I feel like her attachment to the doll is a sign that she may be experiencing loneliness. I also feel like she lives too far from her daughter. I feel like most of her friends probably come from work, and friends from work don't hit the same as friends that you choose. I don't know. It's a lot with Aisha, but I just want her to move closer to her daughter and change her hair. That's all. But best of luck, Mr. Lulu. We gonna get into Bonita, Mumu, aka Damon, and Goddess. How do you look at a baby and call it Damon? I be wondering with some of y'all when you be naming your kids certain stuff, like no shade, when people be naming their kids Laquita, Leticia, Shaniqua, Damar, Damarie. How do you look at a beautiful innocent baby and say, I'm gonna call you Damarie, I'm gonna call you Damon, you gonna be Laquita? Do better, Black people. Notice ain't no other races doing that bullshit.
Right. It's like they need a name that's going to get them through an already judgmental, prejudiced society. They need a name that is going to be in solidarity.
Not a name that when interviewers look at the name, they say, I'm going to choose this person over that person because your name makes me judge you.
Well, it's not only that. I don't even know how to say your name because I'm 9 out of 10. I'm not going to pronounce it correctly on first glance. Let me tell you, I've come across, I worked at Discover Call Center. They're usually fair to everybody. They really are. And I done seen some names. I am just like, I'm not even going to attempt to butcher this name. How do you say your name? And she tell me, and I'm like, okay, thank you. I will do my best to remember that and pronounce it like that. They
Child,
just
I don't
like,
understand it
oh my
though.
gosh, y'all should see the names I've come across. And it was funny is because they had two other siblings that worked for the company, and they all their names were just something like it was
Y'all
like
gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better.
Ajanita, Ajan, and I'm
I
like,
think the worst name I saw was when I was selling cars, and I was selling for Car Hop, which is 99 down, bad credit, no credit, you get a car. There was a girl named Squirrel Alicia, and the whole office was baffled. Mind you, this lady was sweet. When I looked at her pay stubs and things, she had income. She was making more than me. She was making 4,500 biweekly after tax. So she had a good name, and she said it. I know. Nice to meet you. This is my name. People always judge it. My daddy nickname is Squirrel. He from the Dubs, and my mama's name was Tylisha. That's how I got my name, and
no,
they still together. I said,
no,
"Oh no,
I'm
not your
signing off.
daddy nickname was Squirrel. What the hell was he
I'm
doing?"
signing off. Goodbye. No, no,
No,
no, no,
I
no,
used to
no,
hear the
no.
craziest things working at Car Hop, and now my little 7 years has gone by, so I can talk about it because they did make us sign like paperwork documents for a certain amount of time. But that was the craziest thing. Fun fact: she's on my Facebook. I still talk to her to this day, but I always tell her they should have just named you after your dad's government, because a nigga named Squirrel running around the Dubs is not a good thing. If you know, you know. Shout out to
No,
Oakland.
it is not. Why? That's why I said I am signing off. What?
Oh Lord. Joseph say, how you look at a baby and name them Willie? That uncle ass name. Right? Sometimes I'll be looking at people like, let's not look at babies and start calling them names that's going to age them 45, 50 years, or names that's going to have us having unrealistic expectations out of them. Like if I look at a kid and name them Benedict or Bartholomew, I'm going to expect the nigga to play classical music and train dogs. Okay? Let's figure it out with the names. But Moo, he's so pretty in the face to me. I really want to put a wig on Momo, do some eyebrows, give him some cluster lashes, a touch of highlighter, and like a nude lip. I think Mumu would kill it.
Not you
I
to
think he
turn
would
Moo
kill
into
it.
a whole drag queen.
He would kill it. He's beautiful.
Not you to turn Moo into a whole
He got his
drag
mama's
queen.
looks, y'all. He is a beautiful man.
He
And
is,
I'm not
absolutely. He's
saying
very handsome.
fine. He couldn't come near me with even a 40-foot pole, but he's beautiful. Look at his hair in the picture. This man has great hair. But Mumu, he trying to have his little, throuple relationship. We know in real time him, Bonita, and Goddess is kicking it, sleeping together, all these crazy things. But at this time, they didn't know about each other. And we watched Bonita put a lock on someone else's storage property that she has no right to, because she's nothing but a baby mama. And unless you have a ring, you're nothing but a baby mama. I'm sorry, you are just the mother of someone's kids. You don't get the same allowances that a wife would get. It's the fact. I say that to say her putting that lock on someone else's storage is highly illegal. But she's proud of it with her ignorant ass. And she is driving in her 1997 Nissan Altima, and she made an illegal turn on camera too, and then put her blinker on in the middle. And then put her blinker on in the middle of the turn. I hate when people do that. Why are you putting your blinker on as you're turning? The handbook says put it on a certain number of feet before the turn. Why is it on when you halfway through it? But I'm gonna let that go, Bonita. She pulls over. Don't laugh at me, husband. She pulls over on the side of the road because apparently she can't talk on the phone and drive. And probably because that car is from 1997. It is a Nissan, and Nissan's one of the worst cars you could buy as it relates to your engine, drivetrain, and transmission.
Especially in that time. Yes.
Even to this day.
Even to this day, yes.
Nissans and anything Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, you just like Ford back on the day, found on the road dead. Okay? Don't buy it. Don't buy them. No shade. Sorry, Nissan. But she pulls over. She puts her phone. She keeps putting her phone on her chest. I'm like, girl, stop doing that. Why can't you hold your phone? And she's talking to Mumu, and he's mad about the storage, but instead he's like, listen, Ma, I got some stuff to tell you. I'm not even getting out. And then she softens up. She's like, all his kids want to see him. I forgot she's one of many baby mamas. That's probably why she over here going crazy, because she want to feel special from the flock of women that was dumb enough to give this nigga a child. I hope they all get him for child support too, because they'll put that on his restitution and then y'all will get your check. But I'll digress. But she's talking to him. He's sad, and is sad because he's not going to be getting out of jail. Go figure, Mr. Businessman is not being let out of jail. You know why? Because he's being accused of selling drugs from jail. So the same thing that landed him in jail, he said, I'm going to keep doing it from the penitentiary. Stupid motherfucker. What the fuck is wrong with you? Do better. Do better. Do better. But they're not letting him out. He got to do time. They added charges. This made Bonita sad. She was like, but, you know, I'm still sad because my daughter and the babies want to see him home. So she gets nice and starts to become supportive. But I'm like, girl, you just played like you didn't do nothing. And all of these people are stupid. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Moo said to us, you know, Bonita a good liar. She do that when she lies. She get real defensive. Someone that's not a good liar, someone that is a good liar, you're not going to be able to identify when they're lying. Exactly. If I say that someone is a good liar and then say, I know that they're lying because every time they lie, they get this way or do that, they're actually a terrible liar.
Exactly.
I mean, if you carry and add the one, you're going to get two. I'm just saying. So I don't understand why they're trying to change stuff up. But I say all these people stupid because he was selling drugs in jail while in jail for selling drugs. But Bonita makes her little piece. And then we see Goddess on the way to see Devon. She couldn't get in because it was family day. They say there's no visits on family day. This is why y'all chasing behind Negroes in jail is crazy. And to the men on this show chasing behind bitches in jail, you're crazy. If you're not married, you're not family. Even if you have a kid, if you're not married, you're not family and will not be legally considered or allowed to know shit, visit shit, do shit. People get so upset at that, but this is the value in marriage. This is why we get married. It's some of the perks to it. So Goddess is in the rain with a big ass wig and some edges, unable to see her man. And Bonita is acting supportive of a man after she has hijacked his storage unit because she sold $121,000 worth of his property for only 17 grand. And she don't want them to see an empty storage unit. I don't want storylines like this anymore, WeTV. James, how do you feel about these ignorant niggas? Because that's what they are.
They're very, yes. Y'all, first off, I don't understand you. I don't understand why you just won't tell him, look, I had to sell your shit because I needed food on the table for your child and I needed stuff to be taken care of while you're away since you cannot help me in our quote unquote 2-parent household that we have created together, even though you got a slew of baby mamas and other heifers. But you know, I live to fight another day because I'm not in these people's business. I would not get in a relationship like this. But Bonita, there's no reason for you to lie. Like to me, I would have been like, oh well, what you gonna do? You in there. So what you gonna do? Where is the money gonna come from?
Preach.
Like, hello. Like, I'm sorry, she's lying for a very stupid reason. I would say, you know what, listen, I had to sell it. Oh well. You're not going with my ass, so it's, you know, it is what it is.
He might, but
well,
then
your ass
is a big girl, and Moo looked like he just needs some lashes and a wig for the runway. She might be able to debo that
First
nigga.
Of all, Bonita look like if she just blow in his general direction, he'll fall over. So I'm sorry, it's not. No, I'm not. Yeah, I don't. Venmo thinks she's scared of that man than anything else. I feel like he's pretty. He comes with probably good packages, and also he a street dude, and that's what y'all.
I don't even think he come with good dick. I don't even think he come with good dick. I feel like a lot of these bitches just be out here doing stuff because it looked like she see people probably from where she's at and where she's from doing that. Bonita, no shade to her, and Goddess too, seem like the type of bitches that grew up around a bunch of people who was baby mamas and are okay with that being them because everyone around them that they know is that. And now I feel like they have both settled for this man because they have the ignorant viewpoint of, well, ain't no man ever going to be faithful, so I'm going to take this. They both give that, not realizing that no man's been faithful because they choosing the wrong quality of nigga and they conducting themselves like baby mamas instead of upstanding Black women. Exactly. And I don't care how y'all feel about it. I'm not judging a baby mama, but There's a reason I'm not one. It's called a condom. It's called the Depo-Provera shot. It's called multiple ways of the methods of birth control. It's called telling the nigga to pull out. It's called swallowing that load instead of letting it off in front of you and inside of you. There's a lot of options that women have to avoid this, but they choose shit like this, get into ignorant stuff, and then get mad when people on the internet give our opinion on them. Y'all came on TV acting like some ignorant ass niggas out of the hood on 88th and Plymouth, where I'm from in Oakland, and it doesn't make any sense. And I don't want to watch it. It's not even entertaining. And then Bonita is a special type of bitch to watch out for, because a person that will feel like they have claim to your property is something that someone else worked for, not them, even if you are married, is foul. It's foul. You don't have the right to lock up somebody else's shit, bitch. You don't. And she also don't have the right to sell somebody else's stuff. But we would have accepted it if she was honest about it, because we would have got that. But she wasn't honest, because he got 4 other baby mamas. So I can't even use the, well, you got his kid, whatever excuse, because the other kid is well.
Unless she sold the shit and split it between the other 3. That's
she
how I
split it with the others. She ain't split it with the others.
That's the only way I would have respect for her, is if she sold the shit and then split it between the other 3. That's how I would.
She didn't even put the shit toward herself. She riding around in a 97 Maxima. The bitch didn't even give herself none of the money, even though she.
Bonita, I'm trying to have your side. I really am. This is the best they have.
No, fuck that. I'm done giving these hoes something. And if Bonita, you feel a way about it, bitch, I'm in Oakland. Come see me. I'm tired of ignorant hoes like this getting away with the ignorance. It's not cute, and you're embarrassing Black women. Stop. It's not cute. Because if I sell, first of all, you fucked up. You sold $121,000 worth of items and you only got $17K back. And you got $17K back and you still riding around in a Nissan Altima. Baby, go get you a 2014 Nissan Altima. You could have got that for less than $17,000 paid off.
It's not even that. Why you cash it and then you not advancing yourself? You know how many trades is out here where you can get you a degree.
She don't even want to pay to have her tent in the farmer's market. She want to be outside risking a ticket bigger than the fee that it would have been to charge inside. None of these people are business people. I think the only one who does have some type of a business is Goddess, and that's because she's a hood braider. That's how she met Damon, braiding his hair. And my hair braider, she don't even have to work. She just do so many heads that shit pays her more than any job would pay her. The only one with the real business is Goddess, and I feel for her, because if they all in their weird throuple, I feel like Goddess is financially supporting the 3 of them. And she's stupid for that too. But I think
but you know, Goddess ain't got too much up there anyway. So
when she said, I forgot to wear a bra without an underwire and I can't take it off because of my nipple rings.
It's like, well, where did you think you were going?
I was looking at her in that dress because I don't like, they be trying to get away with visiting and looking a certain way. But when I go to visit people, when I say I put on my husband's white tee, some sweatpants that I still got from high school, and get my ass on to the jail, okay? Because you can't really see body anyway, except when you first walk in, depending on the visit. But let me get the comments before we move forward from these people. I always said if I bought an American vehicle, it would have to be a Chevrolet. Even then, I sold cars, y'all. Trust me when I say it. There's a reason Chevys come with OnStar. That's all.
As someone who's on 2, Camaro and also I forgot what the other one was, a Cruise. Yeah, Chevy would be the last thing I buy from America.
One of the worst cars, unfortunately, you can buy. But in terms of classic American cars, they are beautiful. Like I would buy a classic one, but buying a Chevy fresh off the lot, not smart. Not smart at all. By the time your car loan's paid off, you'll be on your 2nd transmission. The way Bonita can lie with a straight face and no stutter needs to be studied.
Yeah, but that's replaced with attitude and anger. So I mean, we're just swapping out 2 to replace another 2. So no, she's not a good liar at all. Especially if you can point out the fact that she is lying.
But I think what does need to be studied is she really did act like she was upset and offended. She did, and I'm like, girl, that's sick. And you know, I wonder how many times her daughter has watched her do this to people. So when her daughter turns 13 and start lying to her and giving her hell, she gonna know where she got it from, because daddy's locked up. The daughter can't learn shit from a nigga locked up. So Bonita figure it out. She probably has. I believe if the cameras were not there, she probably would have set that storage unit on fire. The girl give ignorant. I'm sorry. She just does. She's not a boss. She's nothing to admire. She give ignorant. And it's sad because she's pretty and could probably do a lot with herself. But the way she's conducted herself on TV, More ignorance, Monique and Titus. Monique, your big ass need to go back on your diet plan because you look bigger. And I'm not even trying to be mean, but she do. If we go watch Monique in her first season of Love During Lockup and then watch her with Derek, it does look like she's gaining weight. And I feel like it's because Titus is stressing her out because she don't know if he gonna kidnap her. We know that he can't put her in the back of a trunk because she can't fit and she can't even get thrown into the back seat. But she has a fear that he's going to make her disappear in some way, or maybe she's afraid he'll take away her Popeye's chicken. I don't know what the fuck it is, but Monique, now I'm reading you for filth. I gave you grace, bitch. I was nice to you when you first came on this show. I was nice to you even this season for most of it. Like, oh, your daughter and the death of her could be the reason you this way. But now I just feel like Monique is ignorant and I don't like bitches like her. I don't. And I'm going to tell y'all why. She meets with a friend. Shout out to Monique's friend, Jasmine. Okay. Now she meets with a friend and is preparing to go visit Titus. So she's shopping for couches because I don't know if anyone's noticed. Monique's house is empty. She just moved to Cleveland. She ain't got no furniture. I will never judge a person for that. Secure your house and then your furniture. Humble beginnings. Secure your fucking housing and the roof over your head, your water and electricity before furniture. I will never judge nobody who got a whole place of their own, but sleeping on an air mattress or on the floor. They got the place of their own. Okay. So I'm happy to see her getting furniture and new at that. Go girl. But they load the furniture into a truck that Titus probably used to get his victims where he wanted them at. And they drive this couch to Monique's house and they're like, how we going to lift this? Now, as quiet as it's kept, before James's injury, if he had a couch that size, me and him could have lifted it in, and I'm a female with no problem. But when you that much, when you as big as the couch, it's harder to lift it. Y'all gonna stop laughing at me. I got Mr. Best laughing in the background and James's facial expressions.
I'm trying not to laugh. Yeah, because I'm really, y'all, I'm trying
I don't
to
judge
be
people
objective.
for being overweight, but when you get to a certain weight, you know what the fuck you was doing, and you know you need to change that shit. You smushing your organs and my heart and my eyesight from having to look at you. So she needs to figure it out. She needs to figure it out. Y'all don't watch My 600-Pound Life, where they be saying it's not healthy to be that big because you're literally smushing your organs. No. Monique, you should be figuring out weight loss. And I'm not even being funny, y'all, for health reasons. She's 37. I would have never. She should not be this big at 37. And I feel like she should focus on herself and her health and then a man. Because she obviously has so much trauma from losing her baby. And she connected her weight gain and the overeating to when she had gave birth to her daughter who passed away. So she needs to get help instead of looking for a man.
That I do agree with. I do agree with that. I feel like get your health together and stop getting with men that may put you in a further predicament than where you are today. I feel like that I do agree with. I feel like that's definitely something that is obvious and that she needs to get a hold of, because you should not have this low self-esteem for somebody who can't even get to you in the next 20 minutes, or the next 2 years, or however long he
can't even get to her in the next hour. Shit.
Right.
That's a big thing to say too, because when you're in a relationship and something happens and you need help, the same way Jasmine was like, well, how we gonna lift this? That would be me calling Mr. Best. Babe, my friend's moving. We can't lift this couch. We thought we could. Could you please come help? And trust and believe he would come and help. So, Monique, I'm about to read you for filth even further, because your friend came and helped you lift this couch. And when they shopping for couches, she pissed me off because she told her Karen, okay, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. He's calling. Be quiet? I'm free. If James ever told me to be quiet because a spouse was calling, then you better step your ass aside, because unless I'm in your house, I'm not being quiet. Fuck you and your spouse. That's how I would feel. I'm not doing that.
I would feel that same way, because what are you telling me to be quiet for? What I got to be quiet for? And I told y'all, I don't know if it was this video or if it was another video, I had a friend who would lie and say she was not with me because she didn't want to tell her man I was with James. I don't know if it was this
I
show
think
or
it
another
was the
show.
last video.
It
I don't
was,
remember
yes.
which show, but you did
Mhm.
just say that.
Yeah, I had a friend like that would be like, oh, just be quiet. I don't want to. And then would lie and say, I'm not with her. He knows who I am. I've seen the relationship from the beginning when they were dating. So it was kind of like, girl, we a decade into this. How long you going to tell him and lie to him that you would? And then, first of all, she helping you get your furniture in your house. Why she got to be quiet? And why would he be nervous about her being there? Like, it's not like y'all gonna sleep
This is
together.
not abuse. This is not like physical abuse, but this is how it starts for those who do not know. Because I believe Titus would do this even if he were free, especially how his cousin is around and so willing to check on her. It's just a lot that's concerning. You do not deserve the control that you have over Monique. You're supposed to be on punishment in prison.
Yeah.
You don't get that right. And if you don't like that, then behave and get free. But you don't get that right, Mr. Titus. Now, she asks her friend to be quiet and lies, talking about she's alone shopping for couches, and says that her friend Jasmine, she going to call her to help. Her friend Jasmine was me. She said, girl, why you lie? Because if I am quiet, I'm going to ask you, why am I lying? Why did I have to be quiet? And she was like, oh, he just be tripping out on me. And that's when we learned that Titus be tripping on Monique hanging out with friends, which is strange because when we watch Monique with Derek on Love During Lockup and Love After Lockup, she would not leave Derek's side. So I think Monique is full of shit and just likes to be up under her man all the time because I think she's insecure about her weight. I think that's why she didn't want to visit him. I think her weight is also the reason why she wants to be up under him and is okay being controlled, because I think she thinks that because she's a bigger girl, she'll get cheated on. Baby, I got friends as big as Monique who have husbands that would never dare cheat. So weight is not something that's always going to cause a man to not want you or cheat. If y'all ever watched My 600-Pound Life or shows like Dangerously Obese, men or women, they all got partners.
And they be fine as a motherfucker.
They all be having partners that look like they could get anybody else. So being big is not stopping you from getting love. Now, yes, it's true that if you take a poll from people, most men dating women do not want no big old bitch, as that meme said. However, there are some that truly don't care and will just date because they love you or like you or what that is. So for Monique to be going through this and putting herself through this for a man that's locked up, he can't suck on your coochie. He can't kiss it. He can't fuck it. He can't make your food. He can't help with a bill. He can't do nothing but stress you out and run up your phone bill. So I don't understand why she's willing to go through this, but her friend played along. They get in a little kidnapping van that Titus would love to have right now. And they drive to Monique's house. They get to Monique's house and they like, how we gonna lift this? Her friend is like, let me call my man. By the way, Bud was kind of fine.
He was.
I have a thing for chocolate though. Chocolate man with a soft fro. You take care of your hair. You look good, Bud. I give you that. And he obviously loves his woman because he showed up with a friend, so they didn't have to lift a finger. That's what a man does when he cares about you, Monique. We don't know what Bud was doing. He looked like he got off the couch and was playing 2K with his friends and having a beer. And he got up and came to help his woman and her friends. So I respect for that. But while they're moving, Monique takes a call on speaker from Titus. I said, bitch, if you don't turn that speakerphone off. Because Monique is new to Cleveland, so she don't really know these people like that. She just knows people she's connected to, likely through her social media and influencing. And they lift the couch. They trying to put it together and all this stuff for her. They abandoned putting the couch together, if y'all peep. They said it's in the house, we gone. Because Titus was like tripping big time about these men being in the house to help her move. And he was like, well, why wouldn't you tell me about that? And Monique is like, I didn't tell you because you would get mad, and then tried to play well, what you want us to do? We can't lift it. If you knew it was something as simple as not being able to lift it, you could have told him the truth in the furniture store. Like, I see a couch that I like, but I'm going to have to call around and get some help. And I don't know too many people out here, so it's likely going to be my friend or her man. That's all she had to say. And if he didn't like that, then you could have ended your Global Tel Link call early and saved yourself $5 for the minute. That's what you could have done. But she chose not to do it. So her dude goes off. She didn't even thank Bud. She did not even thank Bud. They were like, all right, we're going to get out of here. They was uncomfortable. They said, we getting the fuck out of Dodge. And they left. Monique, Go away. Maybe you deserve getting hit by Derek's transgender sister. Because at this point, maybe she could knock some sense into you. Somebody got to. How do you feel about Monique and Derek James Jackson? Or not Derek, that's the old one. Titus.
I feel like, ma'am, all of the signs, all of the wording, all of the pressure, all of the tone is all there. What is not clicking here? I don't understand how a man can be controlling locked up. I don't understand that. I'm trying to tell you, it's one thing if they're in the same house and this happens, okay. But the fact that he locked up, he can't get to you. The cousin that he's sending is on to run his damn self. So all you got to do is call whoever his parole officer is or call the police, and I'm sure that ain't gonna get you. So I don't understand why you put yourself in this kind of position.
Right.
And looking at Titus based on his mugshot, he's not cute enough to have that kind of control over me. I'm sorry.
He's not. And it's always somebody named after the Bible fucking up. Titus is in the Bible, y'all. Just saying. I stop naming your kids after certain things because it seems like they go the opposite direction. Just saying. Joseph Felton said, I've known dudes who don't even like their girlfriend to be around their own parents and siblings. They're controlling.
Mm-hmm.
That's not normal. I talk to my husband's mom sometimes more than he talked to her. I spoke to my husband's brother when he was alive more than he spoke to him. He ain't never had a problem with it. I feel like he liked that, though. He'd be like, oh, that's what's up. There's been times my husband was not speaking to his family and I spoke to them. Like it was nothing. So most men, if they love the women, actually like that. At least in my experience, it seems like they like that their female can get along with and have a relationship with family members. Hell, I was just at the Black Joy Parade. My dad talked to my husband more than me. I'm like, hell, child from loin. Hello. So, you would hope for your loved ones to have good relationships with their friends, their family. You want that to happen, and you want them to have good ones. It makes it
so much easier. It does.
It does.
Just makes it so much easier, y'all.
But Titus is full of it because he wants Monique to have a good relationship with his people, but don't want her to have none with her people. And that's the problem. Because Titus, he don't care when his cousin's coming over. That's a little weird, but you have a problem with her friend's boyfriend helping her move a couch? Like, boy, bye. I was named after my dad. Please don't mind my biblical name. Child, a lot of people with biblical names go the other way. My husband's name is biblical also. James, his name is a whole book in the Bible. Yes. Like a lot of people have biblical names and do the exact opposite of what the Bible would want, what the Bible says is okay. Mm-hmm. And it's just the fact. But I'd be like, people be naming their kids biblical names thinking it's going to help them to live a life with the Lord. No, not at all. Not at all. People don't live their life how the fuck they live their life. Rich and Felicia are next. I wish I was single only because Rich, you a weak ass nigga and you could never handle a real bitch. I'd eat your ass up and have you switching your house to my name. You are some type of bitch, a simple one.
A child.
He's doing this because he's weak and wants to get away with his shenanigans. He knows he could never get away with this, one with a black woman and two with one that's free. Because I really don't have much to say. They're arguing. Felicia seems to have what I call women's intuition. All women have this. Men would hope to have it. I feel like we all know and be ignoring our guts sometimes. And that's what Felicia's doing. You know that this man is a player. You know that he's shady. You admitted that you sent your best friend there on purpose to see what he would do and how he would move. Then he tells her when she's like, you triggered me. Your actions triggered me to do this because that's not appropriate. She was right, but she's been in jail since he was 16 and cannot be confident in the fact that she is right. He told her she triggers herself and that she got to control how she reacts. You do have to control how you react, but to be triggered is not something you can do to yourself. An external factor, as we call it in psychology, is what causes that. Just saying, if James goes and dates another Aquarius man and the Aquarius man behaves in ways that his last Aquarius man behaved, will you not feel triggered?
Absolutely. And I'm laughing because
But how is that your fault
right.
that you are triggered? How is it your fault that someone else did some bullshit to you that has now caused you to have trauma that can be triggered at a later time?
Especially when the person is different, they don't know each other, they don't know, or they just have the same attributes of a person. One, I have to now self-analyze myself of why I keep choosing people like this. But the trigger does not come from me. The trigger comes from the trigger comes from the person. And especially if you're trying to make it clear to them, hey, how you moving, that is a trigger from me. Because here's the thing. I thought in my past this was something I dealt with, and now here you are bringing this to me again. I am now triggered. That is not something I'm doing to myself. I am having a self-reflective feeling from what you are causing based on another situation I was previously in. I cannot trigger myself from that. Like, that was so crazy that he even said that.
Nobody would fall for that bullshit unless they're truly insecure. I just want to know, as someone who is getting a master's degree currently, I will be done in a few months in psychology. I promise y'all, your triggers come from trauma. Trauma comes from stuff that people have gone through. Yes, you can put yourself in situations that may cause trauma, but that doesn't always mean that it's your fault. Also, if you look into theories like Piaget, Bandura, as well as Vygotsky, trauma is a part of life.
Yep.
It's a part of sociocultural theory. It's a part of what we will experience. It's something that we cannot avoid. And that is where you test if you've changed and what you've known through how you handle those triggers. It's to be expected. So I don't like that Rich did that. I don't like when people do bullshit like that. It irks me. What's poppin', beloved reviews? Welcome in. Welcome in. We're happy to see you here. You be supporting. I appreciate you.
Yes,
I hope you're doing good this Saturday. But yeah, Rich was full of it. He tries to manipulate her, and then she asks him if he's in love with her. And he did not answer the question. Felicia's smart. She is smart, because if you ask a person if they love you, not even if they're just in love with you, is quick, yes or no. She said, are you in love with me? Are you in love with me? Are you in love with me? Until the nigga answered, and he was like, yeah, I love you.
At the big time, Rich, this is not the time to manipulate someone like this. It's like, wow. That must do something for Rich. I'm telling you, that must tickle his fancy, because there's no way that you are okay with manipulating this girl, knowing that you are manipulating this young lady who is 17 in the mind. She even said it so herself. She is 17 in the mind. Why do you feel like this is okay for you to do, and just have a complete honest conversation with her? Listen, I am sorry for what I did and that it triggered you in a way. That was not my intention. My intention is, I met your friend, we had a great connection, and I feel that, to keep the relationship, I would like to pursue maybe hanging out, and maybe us, when you get out, having
you
some
can
sort
only
of camaraderie.
apologize like that if you had good intentions. I think his intention was to fuck on that friend.
True.
And honestly, he looked good with her next to her. They looked like a cute couple. But
true.
I don't think any woman should date Rich. Just because a man is free doesn't mean he's safe. And I hope everyone hears me when I say that, because
say it again.
He's a red flag. He's a red flag.
You got to say that loud, because
just
that is
the
the
man
truth.
Is free don't mean he's safe to be with. So I just hope everybody understands that, because it really is true. And a lot of people who are broken will go and look for those more broken than themselves to make themselves feel better. And I feel like that's what Rich is doing. He's definitely doing that. There's not much that really happened with them, though, other than that. Did you have anything to add to it?
No, but that was very well put. And I appreciate you for doing that, because a lot of people don't understand that. And I think that for this couple in particular on Love During Lockup, I appreciate the network for bringing this to light, because there is something that needs to be said about this dynamic. He's not safe, and she does not have the mental bandwidth to deal with someone like him, because she has had a lot of her life taken from her being incarcerated. So that is a very big statement, and I'm glad that you said that, because people need to understand what that is.
Yeah, I hope she understands it, though, because Felicia, I know she got her 22 men that she's talking to, but honestly, if you've been in jail your whole life, never talked to a man, she's probably learning from the OGs in there, that manager that her friend mentioned they have. She's, I mean, humans learn through mimicking behaviors anyway, but I feel like that's what she's doing. I feel like when she gets out, because she does have family support and things like that, she'll be okay. And I feel like the family support that she has is part of why Rich is trying to play with her. Because I'm like, bro, you doing all of this for a girl you ain't even gone to see. And you in the next state over. Rich is in Texas and she is in Louisiana. I don't know if y'all know. He can drive to her. So,
yeah, sure.
Okay, Rich. That boot-shaped state ain't that damn big, Rich. Drive across the great state of Texas and go see your girl if you want her. But he's a clown. Nick Cannon's evil twin in broke form. Now, I also want to add before I move on, though, from Rich, he also seems like the type of nigga that'll knuck up and get hyphy with a female, but he would never do that with another man. Don't like him for that. He gives that energy. But last people we're going to discuss is our local hoe, Emily and Justin. Hot Mess Express. Thank you to these colorless people for giving us true redneck ignorance. Thank you. Now, she meets with Justin's friend Brittany, the one who hooked them up, who's also his ex-girlfriend, who's hanging out with his other ex-girlfriend, and whose name is Liz. And they arrive at a restaurant. Emily's like, I may as well feed her. Orders the biggest burger that she could order. Looked nasty. But Emily's eating that burger, enjoying her food. And as soon as Liz and Brittany walk in, she's like, what the fuck is this hoe doing here? I said, not the hoe calling somebody else a hoe.
I was baffled. I said, oh.
You are the hoe. These people may not get people to come back to their establishment because they serve as hoes, Emily, and you calling somebody else a hoe?
I said, wait a minute, not be calling her a hoe.
The audacity, not the hoe on hoe violence.
Right.
Because
wait
Emily
a minute.
went live and explained that Wetv cut out of the show that his ex-girlfriend Liz used to work at the Bunny Ranch. For those who are millennials, you remember Cat House coming on HBO late at night that we weren't supposed to be watching, and the Bunny Ranch was the source of that show. So apparently Liz used to work there, but Wetv cut it out for the integrity of the drama, because the storyline has been that Justin is not okay with being with a hoe, but apparently he was with one before for years. So it's just looking like Emily may be the better hoe because she's able to get the money, but I found that to be weird. But they get to arguing, and Emily is like, you're the reason he's in jail. And I'm like, no, baby. He is the reason.
He's the reason he's in jail. But yeah,
I tell my husband all the time I want nice things. When we buy a home, if we ain't got no kids, I don't need the house. I want to own a fancy ass penthouse or condo. I tell him all the times I like expensive things, and I will wait and not buy expensive things until I'm able to have them. I tell him all the time these things. He ain't gone and felt inclined to rob people's houses or hit a lick just because I want a purse. He hasn't done that. Justin is the reason he's in jail, Emily. Justin. Emily the type of hoe, if she get arrested, she gonna be like, it's not my fault. Arrest the trick. He wanted to buy it. That's how Emily thinks.
Which is so problematic in so many different ways. It's like,
can we really expect the hoe's thoughts, though, and thought process to not be problematic? Because while we shouldn't judge sex workers and adult entertainers, as a woman, the decision to do that is problematic. So I feel like most of her choices are problematic.
Yeah.
I mean, you arguing with hoes getting hamburgers thrown at you when your son's at home, not even able to greet you, being put to bed in the middle of the day on a couch, not even in a room. So I feel like Emily has other stuff she could address, but instead she chooses to argue over a nigga that she's only known for a few months, who she's been cashing out. Things come out. Liz reveals text to Emily that Justin had been sending to her to show her, like, I'm not lying. It seemed like Liz was coming in trying to show her, like, hey, we're both being played, which I wasn't expecting from when we saw Liz in the previous episode. It seems like that nasty, ugly, redheaded chick, Brittany, that hooked them up is the one that had all the smoke. Because you've been smiling in Emily's face like everything is good and connecting her with him. But now that you're cool with Liz, now you're suddenly like, no, bitch, you're not going to work. You're just a temporary something. But I'm like, everybody's wrong involved. But apparently Liz sent on the day that he asked Emily for $6,000, Liz was like, I'll send you 600. And I'm like, where do y'all live that you could just send? I don't even send money like that to my husband. And I've been with him almost 20 years. I don't even send money like that to my husband. Like, and y'all sending this to a nigga in jail. They end up fighting. And it was funny. The memes on the internet, people were like, Emily, after doing content, showing all the mayonnaise that was all on her face. I said, y'all ain't shit. But it was interesting after the fight because Justin calls and he says his reason for asking the ex for money and talking to her is because Emily left him in a hole and in the hole. You're in jail. I have a lot of family members, unfortunately, that have gone to jail. Free Trey, free Chop. So it's backwards. I love y'all. I hope y'all get free. I really do miss y'all. However, comma, when they ask for money, they will ask for like 25, 30 bucks, maybe $100 at the most. No one needs that much in jail. In fact, you'll be investigated if you're putting thousands of dollars onto someone's books in jail. They're going to look into that. Because where is it going? You can only buy so many ramen noodles. I feel like, and I could be wrong, and this may be wrong to assume, I feel like Justin's suicide may be connected to all of these strange occurrences with money. When people are in jail, sometimes people, because the food and the snacks are used as currency, sometimes people, if they don't pay stuff back or if they can't come up with something, it becomes problematic for their safety. Some people in jail find safety by saying, I'll fund your commissary store so that you can do this for other people. I feel like Justin may have made a mistake or wrote a check that he could not cash. And I feel like he may have been in some type of danger in the jail because he was supposed to get out early, but he didn't because he got in trouble for something. Now he's asking for thousands of dollars. We've watched him ask for over $15,000 on this show already this season. Now we're hearing that your other ex has also been sending you money in addition to Emily. But no one can show the money. Even after his demise, no one has the money to show like he was leaving it with me. I think he was paying somebody off in jail or something happened to him. He couldn't take it and decided to off himself because it doesn't make sense. All these chicks giving him money and him having nothing to show for it. I don't know. But how did you feel about Emily fighting the other hoe?
I feel like that was so silly and so ridiculous to do. I feel like for me, watching that, it's like, okay, Brittany, do you still want Justin too? Is this why you doing this? Is this why you feel the need to show up?
Probably do.
Because it does not make sense for you to fight for him when you don't want to be with him. You're just his friend, a former ex that you hooked up. So you hooked him up with a money plug. But now you starting to feel away because that other women want him now. That's what it's giving to me because there is no reason to fight Emily, especially when she's doing what you commissioned her to do. There's no reason to fight.
And Emily, if you don't want to fight, don't throw stuff at people because you did start the physical stuff. Emily threw a piece of her burger at that Brittany girl, and Brittany took it to hell and threw the entire burger in her face. You don't throw stuff at people playfully just because you mad. And you a hoe. You should know that. Y'all be fighting over corners and stuff. You should know better.
Don't fight over corners.
They do. I got a friend that be going and hoeing in the Bay Area. Shout out to Fifi. I got a friend and she's proud of it. She be hoeing all over the Bay Area from Sacramento to Stockton. That's not the Bay for those who don't know. But she be basically hoeing from Central to Northern California. And she would tell me when we would hang out, this was back when I was younger. A lot of people I grew up with went a different direction. That's why it was so important for me to go to school and not end up that way. But she would tell us sometimes, it'd be like, girl, I can't even go and see my regulars, Amina, because these hoes wanted to fight me. They mad I'm on their corner. I said, not y'all arguing over 23rd International. If y'all don't figure it the fuck out, arguing over 23rd International, San Pablo and Central, in Richmond, and Divisadero over in San Francisco. If these hoes don't get it together, next thing you know, they're going to be fighting on Alum Rock and San Jose. But hoes do be fighting and stuff, so I'm not surprised. But Emily, you started it. And now Emily's having beef with the people she was hoeing with in the brothel she was in. Because Bushy Meadows. I cannot make this shit up. What am I doing? Bushy Meadows has been taken to the internet going off on Emily, as well as some of the other hoes that was in the house with her, talking about everyone was happy that Emily left, that she caused all the problems. I said, not this shambles in the whorehouse.
I mean, I would imagine so. I would imagine somebody may get in their feelings because someone got, selected that is not physically, aesthetically pleasing. So, I mean,
Bushy
I mean,
Meadows, make sure your meadows is trimmed up and your grass has been trimmed, because that could be your problem. James has a point. You probably just mad because Emily's getting more. And it's funny. The hoes in the brothels look worse than the hoes that we see on the street.
I'm trying to tell you.
Because
I was
Emily got
like,
her face card does not give. She got to keep makeup on. All she got is titties, nothing else. And then Bushy Meadows looked the way she looked. The girl Liz, who's alleged to be a hoe, looked all sorts of, I might smoke meth under the Las Vegas tunnels with my friends. That's what it gave. And I'm looking like, who's paying all this money for y'all?
I'm trying to figure it out too, because hell, if that's the case, I'm in the wrong line of work here. Hell, maybe I need to lift my leg up and be up in there. Hell, what the fuck is going on? Because what the hell is we doing? Why is we paying all this damn money for women who got kids? And
in the words of my husband, if you have Riz, pussy can be free. So I'm just saying.
Like, to me, I'm not paying those. First of all, as a man, I'm not paying them $2,000 and $3,000.
Almost every man
I'm not
that I know, it's like, if you got game good enough, I could pull some pussy, but I'm not about to be paying for it. So I don't understand. But there's something.
Or I'm gonna be willing to do the work it takes to then earn it. I'm not gonna pay no $2,000 and $3,000 for a one night experience for somebody who ain't even giving me the aesthetic of Halle Berry, let alone like it's not happening. No, it's not happening.
Then in addition to it, you paying for somebody to make you think you great in bed, but what if you a minute man? You paying to be lied to. But y'all, Emily's a mess. That was it for this recap of Love During Lockup. Let me get the comments before we go. I see that I'm dying. I'm missing all these comments. Let me see. Beloved said, I don't watch this show. I do appreciate you all pointing out real life lessons to help people better their life instead of encouraging this type of lifestyle. Oh, thank you.
Oh, yes, we love you, beloved reviews. Yes, we do not encourage this type of behavior or this type of lifestyle. People meeting people in society system locked up. We don't encourage that, because to me, be free, be available, be able to get to somebody, because that's what they deserve at the bare minimum.
We could talk about stuff for fun. We could talk about stuff for fun all day on the internet, talk shit and have a good time. But I actually care for my subscribers, because you're the reason I am here, y'all. And I don't want any of y'all going out turning into a Bushy Meadows. Okay, so we got to look out for each other, and you cannot judge people while also not respecting their choices. A lot of people don't know how to do that. But child, Emily is hard. I'm judging.
When I tell you this,
I'm repenting my sin to the Lord publicly. I am judging Emily and Bushy Meadows.
We judging Bushy Meadows for that name alone.
Because why weren't you shaving your cootie cat before? And we got so many. You could wax it, you could shave it, you could nair it, you could beat it. There's so much you could do. But she said, I'm gonna call myself Bushy Meadows, and she got a husband.
That is that same lady. Okay, I was just trying to think. Was that the lady who was married and her husband in Hawaii with his mistress?
Yeah, not the mistress, his sugar mama.
His sugar mama, yeah.
Honestly, if Mr. Best find an old white lady that looked like she could be in the ground in the next 10 years, do what you got to do. Just send that check home like the army do to their wives waiting at the base. Do what you got to do, Mr. Best. I got you.
I am not.
If he finds an old ass sugar mama,
stop.
I support it. What I'm gonna do? The bitch gonna be dead in a couple years. Get all you can, okay, and bring it home to mama. See, I don't judge.
Oh my God!
What did he say in that movie? I think it was Friday. He said, "Oh no, I don't kill. I steal. That's me. Okay, that's me. We gonna work it out." Shady, I'm glad to see you made it in. Stay tuned, because we will be doing Bell Collective on James's channel next. And I know you don't watch it, but I know you enjoyed the reviews. James, I saw you responded to her about your brother already,
Yes.
but I believe he is doing well, which is good. You can't trust these
Yes.
doctors all the time,
You
child.
cannot.
Does this
But
guy need protection money in jail? I think that's what he needs. There's no other reason why he would have that much. The money went somewhere to somebody.
it sure did. Like that's because to me, y'all said last week he was opening up a jailhouse 7-Eleven. I cannot because there's no effing way. You ain't got no Costco in there. What the hell are you doing?
You can
So
only fit so much in yourself.
yeah, come on. Like, no, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
This makes more sense to me. Absolutely.
That's why I was saying earlier, Shani, I think that's what's happening because some people go to jail, they're not built for it, get punked, and will pay for safety. So it could be, that could be a piece of it. I feel like singing Nasty Girl by Vanity 6 every time. Now every time I'm
or sex shoot. I'm a sex shooter, shooting love in your direction.
I just cannot. I cannot. Shani said, wait a minute. Are you guys saying that chicks are fighting over some dude that's locked up? Yes. Yes, that is precisely what we are saying. You sure this is Love During Lockup and not Mob Wives with Gina and Karen? They did date the same man and Drita married him.
Drita married and Karen got mad. I forgot
that was the root of their beef. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Yeah, yes. There sure was. There sure was. A man
arguing over a man in jail.
A man in the prison.
He got out.
Ain't either one. He is. Yeah, it went back. Yeah, I think he went. Yeah, I think he's back in there. He was a bank robber.
Someone's name is really Bushy Meadows. That's her sex worker name.
Sex worker name. Yeah, you know,
well, however you call it.
In Nevada, in Wells, Nevada, where they literally have nothing there. That's what it is.
She said, "Brother Joe, can you repeat that? If you got ribs, you got what?" I'm trying to tell you. Look, we gonna pray Brother Joe finds a nice sugar mama in her late 80s.
Oh my God.
Okay. And also Best gonna write her a song. He's an artist. Musicians can pull a bitch. I'm trying to tell you. He gonna write her a nice little song, and he gonna cash out Mrs. Best and be like, "Yeah, bitch gave me 15K today, and I'm gonna save it." And then Mrs. Best and James are gonna be on vacations, and then we gonna take Oso around the world when she goes to the upper room. I got a plan. Don't come for me. No Bushy Meadows here, locked at the knees. Not locked at the knees. I feel that way about my son. Find you a sugar mama and help me pay for this new roof. Okay? It's always women. No, men would do a lot better finding sugar mamas because men could make us go kooky just from dropping off their eggplant.
I'm trying to tell you, it is so much easier. I didn't have the heart to do it, y'all, because I just didn't. Like, I've had opportunities in my earlier 20s, but I just couldn't do it. Like,
you better put Kanye West Heartless on repeat and find some inspiration. Do whatever.
No, she had a son that was older than me, and I was like, oh, hell no.
Listen. If anything happened to my husband, I'm never getting married again. I always say this: I'm gonna be out here, a man eater, a woman eater, a transgender eater. I don't care what you are. Cut me a check and show me the cash. That's where I'm at. I'm never again.
Yeah, I want cash because I don't like a paper trail. I want cash. On the barrel. I want cash.
You gotta make it rain on me.
Yes,
I'll do a little dance to the circle too.
Yes,
but I'm not.
Don't ask to be on the American Express black card because that is a trap. Cash on the barrel handle.
Or you'll end up like Erica Girardi, sneaking furniture out that don't belong to you, hoping nobody catches you.
That's the biggest trap of life, y'all. If y'all don't take anything away from y'all, if y'all gonna go out there and do that, cash on the barrel handle is what you tell them. Because because when I tell you, I don't want a paper trail. I don't want nothing leading back to me. I don't want none of your illegal shit that you got going on touching me.
I'm not even texting you about the cash. I'm asking you in person, my nigga. I need to not be recorded. I just need the cash. So, hey, he said, I would hate to be fighting in the middle. That's me and James. I don't like when people start fights at the dinner table or trip out. Don't play with my food or my beverage.
Right.
Please don't play with my food or my beverage. It's not like, just don't.
Just don't do it. Yeah, it's not worth it.
Joseph said, for real, if I find me an old cougar freak like Eartha Kitt and Eddie Murphy and Boomerang, I'm set for life. Love that movie, by the way.
That's one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
I actually own that movie. It came out on like some special edition years ago, and my dad was like, "You don't appreciate the classic," and still has it. He won't give it to me, as well as my copy of The Lion King I bought from the Disney Vault. But I'm gonna digress, y'all. Shani said, "I know it's not the show we're talking about, but did you hear something about Jazzy being on live with Carlos King the other day? Did one of y'all watch it? I didn't know Jazzy did a Carlos King interview.
I watched it. I did.
I know Carlos King liked my comment I left about Bell Collective on Instagram saying it's time for Letitia to go, which surprised me. Maybe he'll listen. Come on, Carlos.
Yeah, come on, Carlos. I have a love-hate for you. I do. But
that's all it is. He just needs to, if he puts some men on his shows acting the way he'd like to have women act, I'd forgive him. But because he likes to highlight ignorant Black women when there's a lot of Black men, that's the problem too. But we are going to actually head into James's channel to go over the Carlos King show, Bell Collective. I do appreciate everybody who is here. Please see the link in the description to subscribe to James as well as Keywan J TV. I guess they both love During Lockup and the franchise, and they both agreed to cover all of the shows within the franchise for us. Next week is the finale, so we'll take probably like a month or two break from Love After Lockup. But let's get into Bell Collective, y'all. So I appreciate everybody for watching. I will see you guys next time. Shout out to the replay gang. And we'll also be live on Watch Your Best Friends tomorrow evening, I believe.
Yes.
I keep forgetting to say that. My apologies. But we'll see y'all next time. Thank you, James. Adios.
Thank you. Bye-bye.